Do you have any pets? No. What do you like to do for fun?
Play basketball.
Play basketball? You point guard?
No.
Center. Nice.
Okay. My name is Gabrielle Johnson. I'm 16. I graduated. I'm a sophomore now. I go to Hillsboro. And I have about 5 dogs. They don't live with me. They don't live with me because my mom, she don't like dogs. Yeah. I killed my fish on accident.
My name is Ronasia Dinsmore. I'm 16. I go to Pearl Cone. I like to play basketball. I have a turtle. His name is Speedy because he's fast.
This project was inspired by something that I had done in 2002 where I was working with a group of youth in conjunction with the Oasis Center, and it was based on a series of very simple exercises teaching youth about urban planning, architecture, design, and I just saw the impact that that had on the youth in regards to opening up their minds to the power that they could have, and also asking them what they wanted to see happen in the city.
My name is Brittany Boyd. I'm 16. I go to Pearl Cone. I'm going to go to the 11th. I'm from Gary, Indiana. And I like to go to the center. That's all.
My name is Miracle Hope. I'm 15. I'm going to the 11th grade. And I don't have any pets because I don't like animals.
My name is Brianna. I'm 17. I attend Pearl Cone. Let me see. I don't got no puppy no more because I lost them. But yeah, that's it.
After they leave here, they can go forth and do something else to better themselves, to better their education experience, to better their workforce experience. Maybe they can go forth with college. I just really hope they get that piece, that developmental piece.
My name is Virginia Stevens. I'm 16. I go to Pearl, and I'm going to the 11th grade. That's it.
My name is Jamie. I go to Pearl Cone. 16. I got 2 dogs, and I would like to play soccer.
My name is Mercedes. I'm 15. I go to Maplewood, and I don't have any pets.
I would hope that they would have the opportunity to know that Nashville is a full and rich place in Middle Tennessee, as they didn't have to travel the world. They don't have to go to Paris to see great public art. They don't have to go to Charleston to find a walkable street with great houses and beautiful trees. That experience is available here, and hopefully, we can show it to them, and then they can go find it again.
My name is Jordan Thompson, 16. I'll be a senior this year. I go to Maplewood. I like playing basketball. I play games, Madden to be specific, and I don't have any dogs. I don't have any pets. I'm pretty sure I don't want a pet.
How do we get this focus on dogs?
I'm Caleb. I'm from Memphis. I'm 16. I got 8 fish. Yeah. One of them passed away though. No, but it wasn't my fault. I don't know what happened, but
It's just his time. It's just his time to go.
And I love to dance and sing, so don't ask me to sing.
Okay, my name is Shanice Brown. It's like really a common last name, but you can call me Shay. I'm 15, going on 16 in July, the 25th. I'm a cheerleader. I go to MLK. I like to draw. And at my house, we had 14 fish at one time. And I had a fish for 7 years, but then he died.
I'm Allison Quintanilla. I'm 17. I go to Hume Fog. I work at Penn Station East Coast Subs, and I'm an intern for a nonprofit called Gun Free Dining. I have a dog named Elliot. He's 10. He's a Beagle Jack Russell mix. And that's about it.
I want them to know that there are neighborhoods that are, less fortunate, and there are neighborhoods that are you know, more fortunate. And so just creating that drastic line of poverty versus, you know, higher class, and just being comfortable and being in a comfortable position for everybody. So just creating the awareness of that. And so a lot of the activities focus on creating awareness.
Yeah.
I love my neighbor.
Yes, I love my neighbor.
Yes, I like my neighbor.
I love my neighbor. Yes, I love my neighbor.
Yes, I love my neighbor.
Only if.
Yeah, only if they have on jeans.
I'm gonna whisper something in your ear, and you cannot tell anybody what it is.
Should I have to go like?
Oh, okay. What's funny about that?
Yeah.
Now I need you to be that word. I need you to. Ready, set, go. Stand up. Find your feet. What are you guys? Sheep. What was your noise? Your sound? I need my horses to find their zip code.
So Kroger should be right here. Like up here, like.
I like that better.
It'll at least be.
Yeah, my house is here and his house is up there.
How's your crime rate in your neighborhood?
It's a whole, like 12%.
It's like real low. Like out of all of my 8 years living in my neighborhood, I only had like one break-in. They were kind of slow.
What do you hope to get out of the Design Your Neighborhood workshop, Jordan?
I hope to get a lot of experience, you know, learning a new thing. Hope to learn a lot about this film and filmmaking and whatnot. Maybe a little bit of acting, that type of thing.
I have like a blue store right across the street from my house, like 2 bus stops and a gas station up the street.
What do you hope to get out of the Design Your Neighborhood
To
program?
help more of the community and explore new places. To get together and help everybody, like keep the community clean.
So what do you hope to get out of the Design Your Neighborhood program?
New friends, new people to talk to, new knowledge.
Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? 5 years, say.
No, graduated from college, being a doctor or a pediatrician, married with my 3 children, happily off with my little dog.
This is Charlotte. We got stores like Kroger's, Walmart,
Nashville West Shopping Center.
That's TSU.
This is downtown.
We're just here to try to show you more options about what you can do and why you should care about these things in the first place, which is something that I do with neighborhood groups all day long, is why you should care about design. And it's not just for the rich or for the well-educated or whatever. It's all around us, and how you perceive your space and how you can be a change in your environment.
We are on our way to this building. Can you see the tallest building that you see in front of you right now?
To your left.
To your left, just behind the Symphony Center. We're going to be going to the top floor, and we're going to be hanging out up there for about an hour. And we'll get to walk around the whole building and see all of downtown from really up high.
Well, 20 just skip from 7 to 20.
Dang, maybe you skip to.
People are working. So long. It feels good to look down at everything and just explore things that I've never seen when I'm actually down on the ground.
No, it's scary if I look down there. I think I'm
Something that I think is really exciting for our city, if y'all want to come over and look at this. This is the new park that's being built on the riverfront. And this is going to be a park that's going to have all those like water jets and spray things, and you can go there. It's free. It's a park that will be open for everybody. You can see it's between the two bridges, and that should be open later this summer. It's called the Adventure Play Park. See all the like the warehouse buildings and the recycling center is between here and the interstate. That is an area that we're going to be focusing on next week in our design workshops that we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking that whole area and re-envisioning it as a neighborhood. So if you imagine that all of that stuff is gone, what would you design as your ideal neighborhood to be there?
Oh my God.
And the plants drink the water.
I love this. Come on, go ahead.
Over the last 10 years, it's really gotten more popular is to see green roofs like this. We've been working on green roofs since the early 90s. This green roof was completed 2 years ago, and I understand that you were able to walk through it. Essentially, it has a private space for Vasper and Sims, who are in all their offices here, and then there's a common space for all the tenants.
Has everybody been across this bridge before?
No.
Okay.
Don't sell forward. I want to walk.
This is the pedestrian bridge. Come down here, you can have a great view of the city. Walk across.
We're fine. Our dogs are fine.
You got going on here with the two new buildings. I actually used to live in this building over here when I first moved to Nashville. And then you can see also where the parking lots are still, they have plans for all of these parking lots to turn into developments like these. They call it the Gulch because historically the old railroad tracks ran through, see the trains over there? And it was a naturally depressed area, like lower than the rest of the city, and they just put the trains through there, and it was always called the Railroad Gulch.
I know y'all be hot. So now you gonna be like this slide.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. Everybody's fired. You're fired. I know I'm fired.
Welcome out, guys and gals. Nice to meet you today. My name is Scott Black. I am the manager of Budget Finance Administration for the Convention Center Authority. We represent the ownership or the metro government to build the building. And just to highlight it, some of the big things we got. So we have an 8-acre room. In order to service this, we have parking for 32 tractor trailers up 4 stories in the air.
So one of the neat things about this building is that it's going to have a spectacular collection of public art. We're currently working with the Metro Arts Commission. We've worked with the Civic Design Center to help us think through exactly what this public art program should be.
The budget of the project is $585 million.
$585 million?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this building going to run off of solar power?
Just parts of it. Like we have one of the requirements for Metro is that all its buildings are LEED certified. So there are green features that we'll have in this building, like low flush toilets. We're collecting our rainwater in a huge tank out in this general area that will then go back and irrigate the site.
So 65-foot grade change from here to here. So if you stand here and look straight down this way, you'd see 6 stories in the air. This line is the same roof line as that.
It just goes up.
But it stays flat. The land is what changes.
The hill, yeah.
Yeah, it comes up the hill.
And then there's the wave of the roof. You see the curves in there? And there's the street. There's the street that goes through this.
So look right here. Oh! See how it goes all the way through?
See how you can see through the building right there? And there's the road over there. To start off the day, we actually have 2 very special guests. We have Mayor Carl Dean, who's just coming in, and we have Vice Mayor Neighbors. So, Mayor Dean, thank you for coming. Sorry to keep you waiting.
That's all right.
This is a group of students who are working with the Civic Design Center, the Oasis Center, and Watkins for a program called Design Your Neighborhood.
Well, first of all, welcome to the courthouse and welcome to the metropolitan government. So our form of government is more efficient, I believe. It results in us having a larger government because we are governing a larger area. I mean, Nashville as a city, the 503 square miles, we are geographically one of the largest cities in the country. All right, everybody smile.
If you have an issue that's near and dear to you, that you'd like to have some discussion about, raise your hand and I'll turn your microphone on.
Okay, my issue is uniforms in school.
Okay, whether or not to have them.
Yeah, I don't want to have uniforms anymore.
Okay, we have a motion to no longer require. Is there a second? Okay, any other discussion on this? Okay, we are going to vote using the buttons on your desk. You have a yes, a no, and an abstain. Okay, the motion to no longer require mandatory uniforms passes, at least in here.
How did it feel to have that power of voting in your fingertips there?
It feels nice, but I was more satisfied if it was a real vote.
Okay.
Like the vote actually took place.
And this tower is, it's an elevator tower that goes down to the parking garage, but it also serves as an observation deck. But all around here, there's information about Nashville, historically, how it's developed. Like, this was the old courthouse, and that's called Citizen, is the name of that piece. And they have a wheel on them. Yeah, they have a wheel, and you can crank it, and the piece will actually pivot around. We have the artist here, and she is in the process of putting all of this up today. They were asking some questions about the art.
Art has to be so abstract, the explanation is long to get it. I think when it's media, if you don't feel something, it just didn't work.
How many of you have been in this space? So what people did is they organized into lunch line counter sit-in protests. And lunch lines were a big thing back in the 1960s and 50s, where you go and it's kind of like the old-fashioned diner, where you'd sit at the table and there'd be the bar stool, and people would serve you from behind. black people organized, and they went and they walked in and sat down, and they just sat there and they wanted to order food, just like white people were allowed to. And so that started what was called lunch counter protest, and that eventually led to the mayor of the city basically saying that we're not going to practice segregation here. And he'll actually be working with us next week, so you'll get a chance to meet him. He can talk more about the building. But as you can see the old, the roof rafters and the columns, and then they've come in and put a lot of new stuff in with the walls and everything. And that in architecture we call this adaptive reuse, which means you're taking an old building and you're renovating it and you're using it for new purposes. The interior design too is really nice, the way it's kind of subdivided and allows all these different functions to happen. I mean, this was essentially an old warehouse building.
If you were gonna make up a park, what kind of thing would you really love to go and do? What's the little thing they used to have in the car, go around, merry-go-round? Some kind of place for little kids? Yep, that's a good idea. And while you're starting the charrettes early next week, keep in the back of your mind, like, what is the coolest, funnest thing that I would want in this place?
The transition just from this to that is amazing. I mean, it's just beautiful. Then we just come in to frame up the walls in the right place and rough in the plumbing. From that point, it really just becomes like a standard interior build out. But you can see the condition we started in. We'll just keep going, guys, all the way to the elevator.
Just take notice of the different colors and how they play off each other. You've got a purple and kind of a yellowish mustard color, and then you've got the red over there.
And as soon as you walk into this loft, the picture that's right in front of you, all of those colors kind of play off that one picture.
You can kind of see the rounded, very smooth kind of forms in the corners over there, and see how instead of really sharp edges, there's just kind of a roundness to the edges. That's a quality of some of the Art Deco style. Again, there's a lot of great, almost like incorporation of artwork into the design of the building. And this is actually, I think, the logo, the insignia of the Frisk Center here.
Other than like the business aspect of supporting local businesses, do you think why you might want a local product?
Because it's fresher.
Grow the most fresh. They grow them.
Kroger or Publix or Savers or wherever you're at, it'll tell you where it's from. That'll be your first indication of do I want this or not. This actually smells like cucumber lotion. It smells, you can actually smell this one. This one's the one that's probably grown in Peru. And you can smell the difference between the two.
Over there at Smiley's, Smiley's is getting us, or is doing this for us. So.
But this one is actually not too bad. So it's not actually the vegetable that you can pickle legs, but a process. You can pickle anything.
I really appreciate you guys coming down. I hope you have a great afternoon. I know where you're going. You're going to love it.
Which means that they have a set of standards for green features as far as us, how well sealed our building is, the types of windows we use, the roofing material that we use, and the recyclable materials that we use. Does anybody know what pervious concrete does? Well, what this does is when it rains, the water pours right through it and goes back into the soil, so you don't have runoff.
Whoa! See that?
Oh, wow. Well, if a lot more people had solar panels, it would put a lot more electricity back on the grid, so they wouldn't have as much problems generating during peak hours.
I know. Y'all was soft.
Yeah.
Here's my part.
The original structure of this house is log, and it was built in 1842, and it was built by a guy named John Bell, but he really didn't live in it at all or very long. The material that's in this house is a lot better than like most new houses you build now, because it's the big old trees that you don't have as many of anymore that this house was built out of. So.
That's a snake.
It's a colorful snake.
It's pretty. Oh, look. It is pretty.
How has everybody's experience been over the last couple of weeks with this project? Everybody had a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to create a logo, and we're going to create some packaging for your film that's going to be put out next year. I'd really like to get your guys' feedback, because, you know, when we work with clients and we put together brand identities for them, it really depends on them telling us their story. We moved into this space a year and a half ago. It was actually January of 2010. And before we moved into it, this was actually a diesel engine repair shop. The next area back here is our project management area. So we'll do a lot of testing, and as I showed you guys, we produced a lot of videos, things of that nature. So we have a need to come in and make sure things work the way they're supposed to work. From 30 years ago, and you can touch one of those over there on the side. It's a touchscreen? Yeah, it's a touchscreen.
What's that? Can I say something? No, if you like.
Go ahead and rap.
Yo. My name is So. I can't rap. Let me out of.
These are our graphic designer. Adam Golinovsky is our creative director. Talk to us about what you've been doing for the last 4 weeks.
Okay, we went around like downtown Nashville and saw all maybe like, well, we went to the public square, we went to the courthouse, and we looked at the architecture there. And we've mostly been looking at like historic places and seeing how like they relate to our neighborhoods.
Not only can you have good ideas, they can become reality.
Because of the beautiful thing about ideas becoming reality, you're changing other people's lives as well.
Whether it's a park or a website or a documentary film, everything happens because of design.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give each one of you a map of Nashville. It has all the names on it, shows the downtown area, and I just want you to, on this map, identify where your neighborhood is. What are the things that you like about your neighborhood, and what 3 things would you like to see changed?
It's on my street though. This is on my street.
You guys got it knocked out. You know where it is.
Already found my place. Food. You want that?
What I want to do now is have you come up, and we'll all put all of your locations on this one map. So you can kind of start to see it in context of how close you live to other people in the room, and also to see how you can make the translation from finding out where you live on that map to finding out where you live on this map.
Charlotte being this main road that comes out.
So the way we're identifying stuff here are those roads, maybe a park, right? Have you looked up there yet? The reason that we did that exercise is just to start to help you begin the thought process of understanding how to read a map and being able to locate where you are on a map. And these are called figure ground drawings. And basically what that means is it's just white and black. The white space represents, where there's not a black figure, that represents open space, where it's not a building. And the black squares that you're seeing, or the circle, that represents a structure. And this is actually what we did at the Design Center when we worked with the community. And we asked the neighborhoods and the neighbors and the residents there, okay, what would you like to see, say, 10 or 20 years in the future? And so what you're seeing here is a representation of a future vision for that community. But what we want to do is just pinpoint where we are right now. So work with your group on that, and we've got a series of questions that each person at your table, the facilitator, whether it's Ron, David, or Jenny, and Mr. Zeitlin is going to be walking around kind of talking to everybody, and also we're going to refer to some of the things that are up on the board too when we're coming out. So with that, we'll let you get started.
It's really about finding your passion, and I think that's the thing I would encourage students to think about. What are they really excited about? Because it's not going to be easy, so you've got to do something you love. I would never advise anybody to pick a career because they think they're going to make a lot of money out of it.
The other thing is that you're going to have what's called a scale. And scales can get kind of confusing, but the important thing to know is it's just telling you that one small increment is equal to a larger increment.
If you look here, you've gone back to the number street, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By the time you get to 12, you start to see this grid of downtown starts to really break it apart.
This is where 440 comes in. There, right. So
it's going to be fun out.
Okay, and
There
then
are other
Nashville
important things that we
Public
think
Library is here.
Oh, where's the farmer's market?
That building is right there.
The farmer's market's over. It's Rosa Parks. It's like right there. Yeah.
So, what about the roads? What's the major interstate around here?
What's Vanderbilt?
That's the track that says 1908 junction. Okay, so
It's a track right.
Oh, did you know Jason Street?
Okay. A lot of hospitals.
In school, we can spend all day, every day, talking highly about these lofty ideas and researching them, talking about them in a classroom, and that's all well and good, but really it takes something like this to bring everyone together, bring minds together, and then actually do something with it.
I've enjoyed seeing their enthusiasm and kind of helping steer them along the way. A lot of their apprehension with some of the daunting design tasks.
Tend to think that we come from all these different backgrounds and that we may be very different people, but when it boils down, we all want a place that's safe to live with a good neighborhood of friendly people around. We want to be able to get to schools and parks and churches and stores easily without a lot of barriers. And there's a lot of just simple truths, no matter where you're from, what your background is, that we all need to be remembering that these components are critical to our city design.
Figure out how to
make the neighborhoods. Look around and pick people up.
Maybe if it looked more like that.
Things do you think you and your peers want?
Maybe a community situation, going, the way you read the business. I think everything's just walking distance. Everything's just walking distance to me.
We started by knocking down Miracle's house and then branching out from there, because she lives near Charlotte. So we found Charlotte, which led us to downtown and then led us to all the major things.
We circle like the parks or whatever, Shelby Park.
Well, unfortunately, I wasn't on the map, so they had to add me.
Yeah. As y'all can see, it's a lot of industrial and commercial businesses by the water and the railroad tracks.
We got fairgrounds, we got Redwood and Houston.
We're going to kind of leave this stuff up on the wall so you can draw upon that in the activity that we're going to start this afternoon. It's going to be zooming into this area right here and working on that as a neighborhood. This is a drawing that was done of Nashville in 1855. Here's the map that's on your table. If we were standing like right here and looking towards downtown, that's the view that we would see here. And what's the only thing you can see really that's recognizable is the state capitol building. We fast forward about 30 years and we have Nashville in the 1880s area. We call that bird's eye view in planning and architecture. Here is the East Bank area in 1908. And here is the same area in 1996. Ultimately, by the end of tomorrow, we should have an actual design that you're willing to, you get up and you present and say, this is what we'd like our area to look like.
We can kind of just do whatever we want. That's what designers do.
So one thing, you could walk 600 feet and not have it feel that far. So like what if, if you had like a store here in the corner, so everybody from this entire 4-block radius becomes a store, and that's where they go get groceries, or like, that's where they go do their thing.
I like it because I get a chance to design the neighborhood the way I want it. It's not other people's way. It's my way.
So what if you have this as a street? Yeah, and then you have like this roundabout, right?
The interstate is such a barrier here because you have new roads or pedestrian
Streets. We don't need streets. So they're gonna have bike lanes. Like they ain't no room on the street. Parking lots and gravel.
We have the movie theater and then the aquarium. Should we have like some space in the middle? And movie theater and food court.
My group came up with like some awesome stuff to put, and like their presentation was very good. I like what they put because they had like Black History and art programs. Like it was very awesome.
What if the dog came out running around?
They circle.
Okay, yeah. See, that's great. But you're starting to represent abstract, Remember how we were talking about scaling? How it's one of people something? This gigantic piano sidewalk is going to be pretty useful.
That's the horse trail.
Salad bar.
You go, I done. Yeah, it's a salad bar next to the pool.
The biggest salad bar in the South.
So you won't be eating no meat.
This green right here, the dotted line, is the horse trail that comes from Shelby and it goes all around the park and this little duck pond, and it takes you all throughout the city so you don't have to take a car or anything. Oh yeah, and we put like a funeral home right here so we won't forget the people that's passed. And we go to the cemetery right here.
Then we have this like amusement area with the we got 2 roller coasters. One is just like a regular roller coaster, and then one that like goes out and over the water, so like you can see it. Then we got this boat. We call it the SS Tennessee Waltz. Like it's just a big cruise ship.
Party boat.
Yeah. The art features we have is musical sidewalk. When you walk on the sidewalk, it's the piano. It plays music. We have the fountain, the Hope Fountain, and we have the murals and sculptures, like the dancing woman. Can we tell me, you put a thing upside down? That's why we can't read. Bird, you mean birds. We have the botanical garden with the 6 water species at the top. We have the music and art lessons, like right here, the first 3 levels where they teach music for free, and the other half is where people live. Okay, then we have the matchmaking hotel, where people go make their
Hotel.
Yeah, it's a hotel. You know, spend a night with your man, you know. Oh, we got
Talk about the McDonald's birds.
Oh, these my McDonald's. Those are my McDonald birds. I made. She traced over mine. I didn't like her birds, so I tried to make like McDonald birds.
As you see everywhere, we have a mark for plants and a lot of grass and a lot of trees. You see a lot of green. I mean, this is our entrance, and basically you have buildings, beside buildings. We're very organized, and you can just walk to wherever you want to walk to. You can even walk to the hospital. Somebody just said walk to the hospital.
We also talked about safety. Within the neighborhood, it's more intimate. It's an intimate setting because we have more walkways or more walkways than roads. So safety-wise, since you're walking more, you get to be social and interact with more people than rather being in a car. You drive past people and you don't have that social element. We actually made a walking bridge, which was Miracle's idea. And like from the walking bridge coming across, you see the public art, so you know, oh, okay, well I'm going to Chikamison. We made our city on the 100-year floodplain, so that way this whole area wouldn't get flooded up. So we decided to close off this area for animals and make that the habitat. We have places of worship for every different type of religion, and yeah.
So how did you come to this project?
I actually worked with the Civic Design Center some in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
I just moved here from New York City.
Okay.
And I was doing some grant writing for them to try to take this Design Your Neighborhood project and give it a second component, which we called Build It, that took the ideas of design and helped implement it. So the idea is that we'll design a park and then eventually get funding to get it actually built so the students can see not only the ideas of design and that process, but the results as well. Today we're going to zoom in really close and look at a park scale. So this is a picture of the site, right? Here's the Oasis Center right there. Here's the park along the thing, and here's Charlotte. Wow. Each group is going to design what they think this park should look like. You're going to come up with activities, you're going to come up with different elements like trees and benches and shelters, and you're going to draw those out on your maps.
For people in the park, the noise may be a constraint, right? So how do we blend those two? Still allow people to see the park from the street, but keep the people in the park from being overwhelmed by the noise of the street. Yeah,
I just don't know how to sound. You start to have.
I just don't know how to do it.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Let's just talk about more of the stuff you might want. No, we'll talk about. We've got street trees here. We can talk about, other ways we can walk the road.
We need to have like an inventory.
You're allowed to put one of these pieces in the middle of the special.
I was just thinking that. I was just thinking that.
Everybody put this on TV.
So the more plants you have in a space, the cooler it is, both because there's more shade, but also because they're cooling by putting moisture into the air. That whole process.
Another thing that's kind of crazy to think about is that the roots for this tree are, no joke, probably as big as the leaves above it.
All right, say tree.
Tree!
My idea was to plant flowers in the shape of the name of the park.
We have boulders where you can climb on logs, and we have a frog where you can go underneath it or above it, where it's a bridge, and then you slide down into like the pipes, and the pipe shoots up water or shoots it down.
There's concrete in the middle, like during where you come in through the entrance, and there's a flower bed.
And then this is like the skateboard park, or whatever. And the material is mosaic, and it's gonna be painted. And this is like a skateboard, but it's like a bench where you sit down, where it's like a sculpture. And over here we have a recycled rubber road that's yellow. It's like a little path. You walk from over here to here,
Here. It's like little lights on the side of this path, so it glows up at night. And this little guitar stage or whatever, it glows up in the dark.
Then they're like picnic shelters right here and here with grills next to them, so that people can come and like just maybe relax, chill there.
Like this, the walk-in space, like we have roses and bushes over there. Space, art space, like you can paint and build sculptures and stuff. Like we have like a music space where a band can perform over here.
I know y'all wondering what this is. This is solar panels, the tree house. You can slide into the sand pit. And under the tree house, you got swings and like a little net where you can sleep under there.
You guys in this week have done what graduate students usually take one semester to learn how to do, which is move from a city scale level of thinking to a park scale level of thinking. So I think we should give you guys a big round of applause.
I know that we all come from different backgrounds, and every person's life is unique, but I will tell you, each and every one of you, that you can honestly be anything that you want to be. And this process through this week has just been, it's spectacular, because designing might not be for you, but anybody that can go through these exercises and can be creative in any type of thought process like that can put those skills to work in any field. So I'd like to introduce someone who's a really amazing person. Who's here from our Congressman Cooper's office, Ms. Brenda Wynn.
It's my pleasure to be here on behalf of Congressman Cooper to say hello, first of all, and to say congratulations on the work that you're doing. I'm really excited to hear that young people would be interested in having input into designing their neighborhoods. All too often, it's not young people young people don't get a say in what's in the neighborhood and what the neighborhood looks like. It's adults who make those decisions, and so it's wonderful to have your thoughts, to be able to, for you to offer your input into what your neighborhood, what your community might be like.
I love everybody, and we're gonna have to make a reunion. We love y'all. I ain't gonna see ya.
I had so much fun. Thank you guys for encouraging us and instilling things in us, and we really thank you. I look forward to seeing this next year.
I'm not gonna
Time out. Don't nobody take a picture.
Okay.
I was supposed to have a certificate.
Yes.
Oh snap, let me up.
I'm Jamie Fry. This is my crib right here. Get a good view. This is my crib. That's the court up there. All the real hoopers can go up there. If you're not a real hooper, don't go up there. That's why I got my injured thumb, man. You know, God gonna help me. He gonna work through it with me. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Shanice Brown, and this is my house. And my most favorite thing in my room is a picture of my 4 grandmas. They're my inspiration from day to day.
Carter Lawrence School, elementary. This is Carter Lawrence, elementary. As you can see how I'm walking down, well, this is where the police hang out around here. So like the gang members and things won't be out.
Yeah, this is my neighborhood, my street. Yeah, pretty dry. Normally it's a lot of baby kids outside. Yeah, so this is my neighborhood.
And basically that's it. So yeah! Oh, I gotta show y'all outside. Oh. Okay, we are outside my house. This is tree number 1 and tree number 2 and these bushes. Let me walk down so y'all see. There's 2 of them.
Alright, this is my apartment building. Here's our car right here. Like to say, these are the for real neck of the woods.
Look at me, I'm a hot.